Hello and welcome. You're watching Mirror Now. I'm Archana Solanki. We continue our focus on COVID, and the top story is coming in from Mumbai, where chaotic scenes were witnessed outside a vaccine center in Chembur. Let's tell you what really happened there, and you'll be shocked to hear the details of high-handedness by our politicians. Now, chaotic scenes were reported at this particular vaccination center in Mumbai's Chembur. People who had booked their slots had to wait after a Shiv Sena councillor tried to ensure that the priority was given to the residents of her local ward. On the visuals that you can see on your screen, a Shiv Sena corporator can be seen inside the vaccination center threatening people. She also asked them to shut up when they raised objections against her actions. Take a look. Residents of her local. However, when Mirror Now spoke to local Shiv Sena Councillor Anjali Naik, she said that a lot of people came from other areas and that they had walked in for vaccination without the mandatory registration. Listen in.
क्या है कंप्लेंट क्या बात नहीं। अभी हमको पहले बोला था कि खाली आपको 100 ही ये मिलेगा, वैक्सीन का ये मिलेगा। हेलो
हाँ
और इधर हमारे इधर 400 लोग थे।
हाँ।
अभी वो किधर से आए घाटों पर मुलुंड वगैरह, और इधर इतना झगड़ा कर रहे हैं वो लोग। किसी का कार्यकर्ता का भी सुन रहे। अपन क्या सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग पे सब काम कर रहे हैं। इधर का इतना बड़ा है, आप आके देख सकते हैं।
नहीं,
आप अपना देख सकते हैं। हाँ, और सबको अपॉइंटमेंट है तो फिर क्या 9 बजे से 11 बजे तक है, 12 बजे का है, सबका है। अभी इधर तो 250-300 लोगों का एक ही है, तो फिर शाम को 5 बजे तक ना सभी बोलेंगे कि अभी के अभी दो लाइन में नहीं खड़ा रहेंगे तो फिर कैसे होगा भाई साहब।
उसमें दो बातें अंजलि जी, एक तो अपॉइंटमेंट है, दूसरा वहाँ पे टोकन भी दिया गया होगा। अगर 100 वैक्सीन आप कह रहे हैं,
टोकन नहीं दिया, उनको बोला है जो वैक्सीन मीन्स लाइन में क्या होता है। ये एजुकेटेड लोग होने के बाद में वही अभी ना हम लोग सब चिल्ला रहे की आप एज्युकेटेड आहे, क्वालिफाईड आहे, इकडून बसा तुम्ही थोडा वेळ, अर्धा तास ना आराम करा आणि मग पुढे जा। तो कैसे है, मैं क्या बोलती है कि अगर आप सिस्टम से जाएंगे, बीच में क्या होता है, वो आता है मेरा भतीजा है, वो आता है मेरा भांजा है, फिर पीछे के लोग चिल्लाते हैं, हम लोग क्या पागल है क्या। अभी सुबह 9 बजे से लोग लाइन में खड़े हैं, वो खड़े ही है। आया समझ में। अपने इधर ऐसा ये नहीं रखने का है, सबको देने वाले है ना हम लोग।
नहीं बराबर है, लेकिन
जैसा हमको ऊपर से मिलेगा वैसा है।
ऐसा है कि वहाँ पे आप और आपके कार्यकर्ता कह रहे हैं कि सिर्फ प्रायोरिटी जो है वो वार्ड
नहीं, अभी हमको जैसा ऊपर से आदेश आएगा ना वैसा बीएमसी का और सबका आदेश आएगा वैसा होगा।
Well, the BJP has also reacted, and it's alleged that the ruling party is indulging in dadagiri in order to get their party workers vaccinated first. Let's listen in.
सरकार के जो तीनों दल है, कांग्रेस, राष्ट्रवादी और शिवसेना, उनके नेता कार्यकर्ता उस सेंटर्स में जाकर के दादागिरी कर रहे हैं, मनमानी कर रहे हैं। जो घंटों से कतार में खड़े हैं, उनके पहले ये शिवसेना के गुंडे और कांग्रेस के गुंडे अपने परिजनों को भीतर घुसा रहे हैं टीकाकरण के लिए। ये महाराष्ट्र की वसूली सरकार की दादागिरी चल रही है।
All right, for more on this, I'm joined by my colleague Mayuresh on the broadcast. Mayuresh, even you spoke to the Shiv Sena councillor in question. She tried to defend herself. But for the benefit of our viewers, could you please tell what really happened at that Chembur vaccine center where we heard that people from a particular party were given preference, others were allegedly asked to go home, and this Shiv Sena councillor used foul language as well?
Absolutely. At this particular center, people were waiting since 8 a.m. for their turn because they had got the appointment. But when actually vaccination process started at somewhere approximately at 9, because the slot were given from 9 to 11 a.m., they were given tokens and these people told them that there are only 50 vials and only 50 people will get vaccinated. But still people were there. After that, the 50 people were allowed to go inside, and then there they saw that there were two groups. So one group is of people who were got that token as well as they were having the allotment. Also, there was another group which these people from that particular local area, and many of them were saying that these people were the Shiv Sena party workers from the local area. A lot of people raised their voice against this entire thing because people are really struggling to get the slot. But then the door of this particular vaccination center was shut by the corporator, the local corporator and her people. And we saw, and even in visuals also, we can see that the way she is speaking, the way she is talking, it's really rude. And also she used the foul language when people question her authority. Now we have been given to understand by our sources within the Shiv Sena leadership that she has been asked to explain her stand about her rude behavior at that particular vaccination center towards the people who had come for the vaccination, and she has been asked to vacate that place.
Right. Mayuresh, please stay with us. I'm joined by Arvind Sawant, who's Shiv Sena MP. Mr. Sawant, thank you for speaking to Mirror Now. Thank you for your time. Right, Shiv Sena leadership has taken cognizance of Mirror Now's news inputs about chaos at Chembur vaccination center due to local Shiv Sena cooperator, and the local cooperator in question has been asked to vacate the spot and explain about her rude behavior. So that is the latest that we are getting. That is, Sena leadership has taken cognizance of Mirror Now's report about local councillors' behavior at the Chembur vaccination center. Right, I'm joined by Shiv Sena MP Arvind Sawant on the broadcast. Mr. Sawant, thank you for your time. We've been reporting on this story, and now what we know is that the party leadership has asked the councillor in question to explain what she really did. For the benefit of our viewers, could you please give more details as to what the decision and action has been taken in this regard?
Let me allow me to explain a little bit. I don't want to defend what she has done, and already a serious cognizance has been taken by the senior leadership of the Shiv Sena, and she has been asked to explain about what the way she has behaved with the people. But at the same time, some other issues I would like to put in front of you, because it gives me an opportunity to appeal to the people also. When we were appealing strongly to come and vaccinate, people did not respond. And then later on, the panic has created. Now, when we are trying to serve them, unless you register without registration or without giving any slot time, they don't have a slot time, and they come to any spot, they rush to any spot. But there is a major issue is created because of this COVID app. And since beginning, for last 2 weeks, you must be watching it that the Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra is appealing to the Honorable Prime Minister of the country that kindly allow us to open up our own app for the Maharashtra. What is happening, I tell you right now. Yesterday, I received a call from a gentleman from Goregaon. He said that he has been given a slot at Wada, which comes under Thane district, far, far away from Goregaon. You just imagine that, because of that COVID app. You can't help it. It is a computerized one system one. So people are being asked to go from pillar and post. Yesterday morning when I had done the opening at Loda Park at Worli, then I asked the people from where you have come. All the youngsters, it was for the below 45 years slot was there. Some of them from Bandra, some of them from Andheri. So all the way they are coming from there. We have our local systems over there. And why not allow the state government to open their own app so that we can further synchronize in a proper way and serve the people without having any disturbance, without having any hassles and hurdles for getting vaccinated. And that I appeal. The Honorable Chief Minister has appealed. I feel that the Honorable Chief Prime Minister of the country should immediately pass that. The state government is ready to do that. So we will have a district-wise, state-wise, tehsil-wise. You can see even Mahanagarpalika-wise, the area-wise, pin code-wise. So the people will automatically get vaccinated close to their residential area.
Right. Ms. Sawant, while we welcome the fact that you are saying that you can't defend her behavior, I want to understand that do you think that this is the time for all governments, all politicians to sensitize their workers and leaders towards what's happening in the country right now. And I want to cite two examples. We have two different stories where we also saw Maharashtra Minister Eknath Shinde was inaugurating a COVID center in Bid, violating COVID protocol. We also have another instance of Minister Sandeepan Bumre, who was also seen inaugurating different public work and holding public meeting events. Do you think this is the right time to do so, when we know that Maharashtra and in fact a lot of states in the country are reeling under this devastation? And given the position that Maharashtra is, do you approve of these inaugurations and high scale events that involve so many people and are brazenly violating COVID protocols?
I won't approve this, but at the same time, you are finding only the ruling parties. Why don't you see what opposition has done? Where they are roaming, you see the opposition leader is roaming around the entire Maharashtra, and wherever he is visiting, it's a huge crowd, entire opposite. So your eyes are closed for them, and only you are producing the examples of the ruling party people wherever they are going. I feel very sorry. This is unfair. This is unfair. If you want to really be a judicious, let it be my party or the opposition. Whoever violates the rules should be brought to the notice of the people, should be brought on task. This is what is not happening. The opposition party, you just see every day they are roaming. Don't you see them? Don't you see there your reporter is watching them? It's unfair. Don't do that. On the contrary, whatever best we are doing.
Then by all means there should be
the
action
people of the
against
country,
violators, and it should be irrespective of which party they belong to.
Don't you show that the Honorable Supreme Court has appreciated?
You're right. I'm saying that if there is BJP
Mumbai
that's violating... Right. All right. Thank you, Mr. Sawant, for giving us your valuable time and explaining to us how the party leadership does not defend Shiv Sena Councillor's behavior as to what happened at Chembur vaccination center. And you're also saying that we should also keep a track on BJP violators. Of course, we are doing so. But the government in Maharashtra is of Shiv Sena and Mahavikas Aghadi government, and those who are in power also have to lead by example. I'm joined by BJP spokesperson Atul भतखलकर ऑन दिस ब्रॉडकास्ट. मिस्टर अतुल, आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया हमसे बात करने का. अभी जो हम स्टोरी दिखा रहे थे, चेंबूर वैक्सीनेशन सेंटर पे, जहाँ पे ऐसा कहा जा रहा है कि जो लोकल काउंसलर है वहाँ के, वो सिर्फ उसी वार्ड के लोगों को वैक्सीनेशन दिलवा रहे थे और बाकी लोगों को कह रहे थे कि वो घर जाएं. तो आपकी क्या प्रतिक्रिया है इस पूरे इंसिडेंट पर?
शिवसेना की नगर सेविका का ये जो व्यवहार है उसकी मैं कड़ी निंदा करता हूँ. और जगह जगह पर शिवसेना हो या कांग्रेस के लोग हो, ये टीकाकरण के विषय को लेकर दुर्दैव से राजनीति कर रहे. कल ही हमने बांद्रा पूर्व के कांग्रेस के विधायक ने वहां के जो मंत्री है अनिल परब, उनकी ये कैसी कड़ी आलोचना की, ये हमने देखी. और इसके लिए हर बात की राजनीति कोविड के विषय में भी करने का एक घिनौना प्रयास ये चल रहा है. और अभी मैं सुन रहा था कि हमारा कोविड अलग ऐप निकालना चाहिए. ये मेरे समझ के बाहर है. अलग ऐप निकालने के कारण नेटवर्क के इश्यूज कैसे हल होने वाले हैं, और इसके लिए इसमें राजनीति है. और मेरी तो और मुंबई भारतीय जनता पार्टी की ये स्पष्ट मांग है कि मुंबई महानगर पालिका के पास 70,000 करोड़ के डिपॉजिट्स है. 2011 के सेंसस के अनुसार 18 से 44 आयु के 58,50,000 लोग हैं. 600 रुपया एक के पीछे पकड़ेंगे तो भी 350 करोड़ रुपया लगता है. महानगर पालिका ने तुरंत इसकी ऑर्डर प्लेस करके आने वाले 6 महीने के अंदर एक नियोजनबद्ध पद्धति से मुंबई के लोगों के इस एज ग्रुप का भी फ्री ऑफ चार्ज वैक्सीनेशन करना चाहिए. अबाउ 45 का केंद्र सरकार के माध्यम से हो रहा है, क्योंकि मुंबई ये एपिक सेंटर बन गया है कोविड के स्प्रेड का. और इसके लिए मेरी ये मांग है, और इसमें भी राजनीति न करे, इस प्रकार की मांग मैं करता हूँ.
शुक्रिया अतुल जी हमसे बात करने का और अपनी प्रतिक्रिया देने का. थैंक यू फॉर गिविंग अस योर टाइम. वी आर गेटिंग मोर इनपुट्स ऑन मिनट.